Hey everyone, and welcome to this 15 minutes live. I keep on forgetting that the camera's over there and I should be looking there. So it's another Sunday morning, and it's a beautiful day, nice and sunny day. And I just thought I'll take this opportunity just to record another 15 minutes. Everybody's out. It's like the entire property is empty. So I had guests this weekend who stayed over at the guest house, and they just checked out a few minutes ago. And the ladies are all out. They're out shopping. So I'm expecting them back anytime soon because they have been out for I think more than an hour already, and the shop is just a couple of minutes from here. So I'm hoping that I can complete this 15 minutes without any interruptions, because if they pull in, it's gonna interrupt me, and I know they're gonna come in here. So I normally tell them that I'm recording, please don't disturb me for the next 15 to 20 minutes, but I know they're gonna pop in. You guys know how women are. So they're gonna come back from shopping, and they're gonna pull up the car. You guys are probably gonna hear the car. They're gonna open the boot. They're gonna take out the shopping bags, and they're gonna come in here and they're gonna tell me about their shopping trip. I just know it's gonna happen. So hopefully it won't happen within this 15 minutes, but if it does, it is what it is. My son's also out, so he bought a radio and some speakers for his vehicle. And yesterday we had a very busy day. It was Saturday yesterday. We had a very busy day, so I think he was just excited, and he was just testing and connecting the radio, and he was cutting the wires and just testing. So we were really pressed for time. My wife went out to do her hair, and we knew like we've got about 30 minutes, and I needed to get into the shower within that 30 minutes. I needed to get dressed. So when my wife gets back, we were supposed to leave because we were late already. So the children had a Latin and ballroom competition yesterday, and we were running late. So while I needed to get into the shower, my son was trying to connect his radio, and I was worried if he gets the connection wrong, if he gets the positive, negative, and the remote, the ignition wrong, it might damage the radio. So I was trying to kind of coach him doing that while I was also trying to get ready. So we never got to do much. We just got to connect the wires, got the radio on, tested the radio, it was on. So I thought we'll do that this morning, but he decided to rather just visit the audio installation and repair center just to get it installed, get it professionally done. So it's going to cost him some money. I think we could have done it ourselves. But anyway, we've got this time, and let me talk about how my week has been and what's been happening and what's been bothering me. So I had a really busy week. If I say busy, I had a busy week. But despite my week being so busy, so it was a short week. So we had the Easter weekend, so we had Good Friday, and we had Easter Monday, and those were holidays, so we had a long weekend. So on Monday I didn't do any work, so I had a short week, a 4-day week last week, and I was really busy. But despite me being so busy, I feel like I didn't get much done. I didn't get much of my work done. So I'm running behind with things that I need to do. I'm running behind with my work, despite being so busy this week. So I've done a lot of other work, and I've done a lot of community service, if I can put it that way. So I've given a lot of my time to serve the community. And I was really thinking about it, and I was evaluating whether it's wise for me to spend so much of my time on doing community service. Now, the community service was absolutely necessary. If I can say that, there's no way of running away from it, there's no way of hiding from it. It was absolutely necessary, and I had to do it. So I've given a lot of my time, and I've gotten involved in a lot of community work. And if I don't strike a balance between the work that I need to do, to survive and generate an income, versus the community work that I need to do, I can't let the community work take more of my time, and my actual work and generating of income suffers. So I'll have to just get the scales up. But like I said, it was absolutely necessary to get involved in community work. Number one, I'm involved in the school, and I've just been elected on the school's governing board, and attending the first meeting with the school governing board. I got elected as the chairperson, and being selected as the chairperson, there's a handover, and there's a all this had to happen this week. So I had to travel to the bank to change signatures and the whole tutti. So that took a lot of my time, and there was a bit of a backlog at the school with paying creditors and signing of checks. So I had to travel to the school, and I had to just work through those outstanding invoices and payments, and I had to sign off those checks and stuff. So that took a lot of my time. So there was a bit of traveling, and we spent a lot of time at the bank. That took a lot of my time. The other issues was around the cables that has been stolen, and cutting off the telephones. So this week I spent a lot of time in trying to get the telephone services, the fixed line telephone services, up and running. The telephone operator indicated that they're not willing to repair the stolen or the vandalized infrastructure, stolen cable and vandalized infrastructure. So they are pushing to move away from the fixed line services, and they're trying to sell more of their wireless services. So part of their strategy is to not replace vandalized infrastructure where it comes to fixed line, not to repair any stolen cable, broken cable. So we took it upon ourselves to get the fixed line restored. So what happened is, I was working, I think it was on Tuesday. I was sitting and I was working, and then one of the community members pulled up, and they wanted to use my internet services, and they said, please, we've got an emergency, we need to just get access to the internet. And they asked me, do you have internet? And so I said, yeah, I've got internet, but my fixed line is also dead. My service has been cut, so I'm using my mobile phone, and I'm tethering from my mobile phone. And they were also explaining, our service is also down, and we're struggling so much. And I said to them, I made a decision on they said to me that we contacted the fixed line operator, the telephone services operator, and they not prepared to assist. They don't want to repair the damages and blah blah. And they were complaining. And the wife, I was talking to the husband, and the wife was in the passenger seat. They were still sitting in the car, and the wife was online with the telephone operator, their customer service and their repair center. And she was fighting, and she was arguing with them, saying that, when are you coming to fix it? And they were saying, look, we're not fixing it. We're not coming to fix it. And I mean, it's about 300 people, 300 people that's affected, whose telephone service is down, and they just said they're not going to fix it. So I was thinking like, okay, how much revenue are you generating out of these 300 customers that are offline? And doesn't that make a good business case, or are you now going to sell mobile to all three? I mean, if you're going to go mobile, then you're competing with about 5 other operators who's got mobile services in the area, and you're the only fixed line operator. You've got the monopoly. You're the only fixed line operator. So doesn't it make sense just to invest the time and money to fix the copper cables, rather than competing with these other 5 mobile operators? But anyway, so yes, so it's been said that they're not going to repair the services, and I said to them, look, I've got some knowledge, I've got some understanding on how to do this. All we need to do is we need this type of equipment just to test, and it's a simple thing to fix. So we took it upon ourselves. We drove around, we phoned a couple of people trying to get this equipment, and we finally found some guys who's got the equipment. We also found some guys that used to work for the fixed line operator, and we just took it upon ourselves, and we just fixed the lines that we could fix. The line is still fixed, it's still operating, and what we're doing now is we're trying to secure the infrastructure. So we managed to fix a few lines that we could, and with doing this now, I've got the whole community now coming to me and say, please fix our lines also, please fix our lines also. And that's putting heavy pressure on me, and to get this fixed now. The tools, we handed the tools back to the people we borrowed from, so there's a bit of pressure on me now from the community to help them to fix the line, so which means I have to go borrow the tools again, and it's a whole process, and like that's taking a lot of my time. The other thing is after now we managed to fix a few lines, is how do we secure the infrastructure. So I took it upon myself so where the infrastructure is situated, it's a bit of it's on the pavement of the road, and there's a lot of bush around it. So I took it upon myself to clean the area around this infrastructure, so when we drive past, it's visible, it's not within the bushes, so who's ever tampering with the box or the infrastructure, we would be able to see them. Further down, we've noticed that there's a manhole that has been opened. The manhole has been closed with concrete to secure the manhole. We've noticed that the concrete has been removed and the manhole has been opened. That says that someone is tampering in the manhole, and they're probably trying to cut the cable and pull the entire cable out of that manhole. So now we managed to temporarily secure the manhole again, and today what I'm going to do is I'm trying to get a TLB operator just to come out and maybe take one of these big rocks and just cover the manhole with this rock, a rock that's big and heavy enough to secure this manhole. Just put it on top of the manhole so that no one can move the rock, so that no one can get into the manhole. But I know if we do this, then they're just going to move up further up the road and try and open the next manhole, and I think they're like 300 or 400 meters apart. So that's what I'm doing this week. That's my project, because if they manage to steal that cable, open the manhole and steal that cable, we're looking at thousands of houses being cut from telephone and internet. So yeah, that is my community service. That's what I've been doing. That is what has been taking my time. So in the next 2 to 3 hours, the guy with the TLB will come through so that we can secure the manhole, and then I'll keep on checking and moving up as the cable goes up to the exchange, and try and secure that there. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. That's my 15 minutes live. Goodbye.